with Duke Robertson of Chatsworth Products Incorporated on the topic of the Motive cable management system. Duke, I know that Chatsworth has a broad portfolio of cable management products and systems, so why introduce Motive when those other products are in existence?
Yeah, in fact, that's a question we asked internally of ourselves. You know, why do we want to do this? If you look back kind of in our history of cable managers, back to the 90s, came up with our vertical cabling section, which is just a trough connected to a two-post rack that just gave a place for IT guys to manage their premise and patch cords. Then fast forward to our master cabling section in the early 2000s, where we started adding plastic cable management fingers at every rack unit, give a little more capability. And then we move into our evolution line from there, where you have to accommodate angled patch panels, heavier Cat 6A cables, increased use of fiber, so on and so forth. But with Motive, we took a different approach. Motive is literally all about the user. And by user, I mean we quizzed a number of different IT professionals, whether that's a local IT guy at an office, to a group of contractors, to a CTO for a multinational bank.
Okay, so the full spectrum, from a smaller size organization to a larger, multi-site, multinational.
Yep.
Even.
Yeah, exactly. And so we're just trying to get a better understanding of what works for them, what doesn't work for them, what are their pain points, what are they dealing with on a regular basis, and how can we address that. So we did that in a number of ways. For instance, we try to, with Motive, create a product that promotes good cabling practices rather than rely 100% on that technician or the capabilities of how well trained he is on standards. So with a product, like I said, promote good cabling practices. Another area is just ease of use, right? So a lot of products out there on the market, but we found that many of them are either too complicated, too cumbersome, or both. Just difficult to use, not intuitive. So we want to change all that with Motive, and I think it's reflected in the very small set of accessories, as well as some of the other features. In talking with all of these end users, we've implemented a lot of things, some big, some small, but there are a lot of elements that we've included into Motive, and I think it shows.
Could you open this up and show us some of those?
Yeah. So first, we'll just start with the door. We have patent pending design on just this latch mechanism alone.
The door itself.
It's a very rigid door, easy to just push to close, If you notice here, again, to promote that intuitive use and feel, all the touch points are in blue, highlighted in blue, so anywhere you need to add an accessory or adjust cabling, it's highlighted in blue. Some other features, again, going back to those little small details that make life a little bit easier on that end user. We have a hook integrated on the inside of the front door. So it's a dedicated place for a technician to hang their test meter. That's just through observation. We're always seeing, they're always looking for a place. They need a third hand to hang that meter, so we gave them a hook to do that. Some other things, if we move away inside, some of the big items, if you see inside, it's fairly open compared to other managers out there. And that's because of this central track system.
I see.
So this is an aluminum extrusion that gives that vertical infinite adjustment inside the manager. Another direct feedback from end users, we have the rack units printed directly on that central track that correspond to the rack units on the adjacent rack. So big features and little features, all derived from input from end users.